Okay, everybody, I'm here at the Blue Angels hangar at the Fly for Life Expo region, and got three of the key Blue Angels here, the Second Life Blue Angels team, and we're going to find out some inside information about them, as much as they want to tell us anyway. Maybe we'll learn a few secrets about how they've got so good at flying here, but yeah. So I got Dan here is going to be the spokesman, and Jenny and Trans, they will be communicating by text chat. Yes, it's okay to type, Trans, and it's up on my screen for the video, and then we'll tell all of our radio listeners what's going on as well. So how's everybody doing? Dan, how you doing today?
Just fine, just fine. We run through some program this morning, and all going well. Really looking forward to the event on Sunday. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
I hope we get a good crowd, because they're really going to see some great stuff.
Yeah, I've been watching. I've been grabbing a few video clips of you guys practicing. They're going to try to make a little promo video before Sunday, if I can get everybody, get all the teams, or as many as I can. So if any of the teams are listening out there, send me some pictures of your flights. I know I got some from Anemone yesterday, so I can put those in the video as well. So if Angels, if you've got any too, you can put them. Send them to me.
Roger that.
Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. And again, we got you. Dan, I'll let you introduce everybody, because I can't remember the ranks. I know Trans is Admiral, and
well, we got Admiral Trans, who's from NAS, and she is the in-charge go-to person for the Blue Angels on deck. She's the executive officer of the Blue Angels. On the other side, we have Captain Jenny Kaz, and Captain Kaz has been a stalwart of the Blue Angels for some time, for many years in fact, and they're both two of the best flyers in SL by far.
Yes, they are. And Jenny is quite a historian and museum curator, so we'll put a little plug in for the museum up there, that Jenny has put a display up there for women in aviation, and it's really good. And
it's really interesting. I mean, she also ran an Amelia Earhart flight last year. That's just sensational. So she's right on top of all of that as well.
Yes, it is. Your mic's still just a little bit hot. I'm going to cut it back just a little bit there. I think.
Roger that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and again, Jenny and Trans, feel free to jump in and type there if you want to. So I'll throw this out to Dan, and the other two can answer. What inspired you to become a Blue Angel and get into this madness?
Yes, and now about it. Look, I'd flown for years in Second Life, and I really enjoyed it, and I'd done a lot of sailing as well, but I saw a display by the Blue Angels one day, and I thought, well, that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to do that sort of thing. And anyway, I'd been away from SL for quite some time, and I came back when the lockdowns started for COVID. And a good friend of mine told me about the United States Navy and SL, and I liked the sound of that. And so I went and did the recruit training, and then I went through the officer training course, and in the Second Fleet, and then I began my career in the Navy in the Seventh Fleet. And I got my aviator wings and was flying with the best pilots in SL by far. There was Jenny Kaz, and there was Victor von Kuhn, and Admiral Pobieski over there in the Seventh Fleet, and so it was a huge inspiration. And after I saw the Angels, I thought, well, that's what I want to do. I got my wings after about 9-10 months, and joined in with put my oar in the water over at the Angels way back then. I've been there, I guess, for about 12 months now, and I'm almost getting the hang of it.
Yeah, yeah, you've been doing well. It does take some time. It really does. And yeah, Victor was my flight instructor way back in like 2008 when I was in the Flying Tigers, and I tell everybody today that was one of the most worthwhile things I've done in Second Life was to take that class. You know, well, of course we did combat training, but it was also just flying in general, because I hadn't been in Second Life only about 3 or 4 months when I took the class, so it really did help me. Okay, good. And
coming over to the Blue Angels, of course, was where Admiral Trans took over. Now, Admiral Trans is a sensational pilot, and she took over the training and the honing of all the skills that I've developed in the Blue Angels. So she deserves a lot of that credit, because having the advantage of learning from the best in SL is a huge advantage, and I thank everyone that's been involved.
Yeah, it really is. That's good. So, and I think that's true of your team and the other teams. But your team has a really good training program, and you recruit people and then you train them, you teach them how to fly. So that's a good thing. So anybody out there listening, I'll ask that question a little bit later about how could they get involved if they wanted to. So what about and again, yeah, I bet you do. Trans says she pulls her hair out sometimes, and yeah, I bet you do. I do too. But so what are some of the things that make you pull your hair out? What are some of the things that are the most challenging?
Well, I guess from what I've learned in the last 12 months, that probably the thing that I find the most challenging is always the maintenance of close formation during the shows and even in the practices. I mean, anyone can fly in SL. You can press the page up button and get up in the air and fly around, and it's not the point. The point of this is the precision of it, and the skill in knowing how to control each of the aircrafts to such a point where you are able to fly in these very close formations. All the aerobatic teams here know that about what I'm saying. That the close contact with everyone. I mean, it only takes one to slip for the whole formation to sort of trouble. So that's learning the routines is always a challenge, but I think the close flying wins for me. And the other thing to note is that our flying isn't scripted. There's no interplane, inter-aircraft scripting at all. Everyone is flying as individuals and maintaining those positions.
Right. Yeah, and we talked, I know, with working with Team Phoenix, and we did an interview with another group there, and they thought that we had scripts in the planes and we just sat in them, and they flew around, and we just had to hit something on a HUD to make it do a maneuver. And
I wish.
Yeah.
I wish.
that got a rise out of Jenny there.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not, and the lead and the person in the slot have it kind of easy, and the wings are the ones that really have to juggle and keep on and off the throttle and everything to stay in position. That's the hardest.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
I mean, especially coming up to turns and all that thing. The lead always has it so easy, and they just sit there in front.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
No, it's not really, but it's easier than flying the wings.
Well, it's the wings. You're up on the power, down on the power, and all that sort of thing all the time. So it can be tricky.
Yep. That's it. But you don't sit in the plane and click a HUD and sit back and watch it fly through all the routines. So Trent says that different pilots learn in different ways, and the goal is to show and share my knowledge as a real life pilot and a long time SL pilot. So yeah, that's true. And I've been amazed at how many real life pilots I've run into that's in SL aviation too, and that's good. I'm not a real life pilot myself, but I learned a lot. I'm just an aviation enthusiast myself. So
Yeah, sure.
so what about your mental preparation? How do you?
You mean what for a performance or something
Yeah,
like that? Well, look, it's tough. I always make sure that first of all, I always make sure that I'm comfortable, I'm fed and watered, and and appropriately abluted, and in second life and in real life that I'm free from distractions,
yeah,
and I make sure that the AV is carrying as little impact as it can, and that the aircraft is freshly raised. And once you've done that, you've done just about everything that you can do to be prepared. That allows you to then focus on the job at hand.
yeah, right. So yeah, Trans is saying as a leader, she must fly thinking of the entire formation, what to do is twice as big as for the others. Yeah, so you got to worry about the timing and when to start a loop and whatever that make sure everybody has room to do and at the right altitude and all that. So there's a lot to it, no matter what position you fly in. So
That's right.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
How, and I know how you guys communicate, but how do you communicate during the flights?
We use grid talkie to
Grid
convey
talkie.
commands, and the commands only.
Yeah.
Usually there isn't. Once we start, there isn't much chit chat unless there is a problem. And by the time a performance comes around, everyone knows their routine and position, so the commands are all given by grid talkie, and so everyone can sync together as best they can.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's important. Communication is important, and you
Absolutely.
got to stay in constant communication. And
That's part of it. I mean, the timing
yeah,
and everything it's essential to have everyone hearing the commands at the same time. And with voice, sometimes that can be a problem. And
yeah,
the voice can drop out. With the local chat, it can also be a problem with grid talkie. So it's not without problems. It can sometimes drop out itself, but it then falls back onto everyone in the group, knowing exactly what's coming up and what the next, maneuver is likely to be, so that we can carry on.
yeah, yeah. That's true. So do you get nervous before a show?
Oh, sure. I mean, some of these shows, you work for ages on these shows. I mean, I think we've been working on this thing now for about three months, and
Yeah,
that's 3 months of virtually twice a day practice, and so you want to make sure that your performance is the best that you can. It's the best that you can make it, and is there nerves about it? Sure, but I think you feed a bit off the adrenaline. You look forward to making sure that it focuses you,
mm-hmm.
and you can get to the points that you need to get to. I think a lot more accurately with having a bit of adrenaline flying around.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's true. And Trans says Vixter does get nervous. I know she does. I've talked to her before a show before.
Yes, she does.
Yeah,
Yes.
she does. Okay, so I'm going to kind of jump down the list here to number 7 and about advice you'd give to somebody wanting to get into this, and maybe tell us a little bit about how they go about. I know you take in new members. How does that? What do I have to do if I want to join the Blue Angels?
The Blue Angels. Well, the Blue Angels, of course, is a flight demonstration team of the Navy. And so the first thing you have to do is to join the Navy. And you have to go through the Navy training and the officers training. And once you've done that, you then need to have your Naval Aviators certificate. And once you've done that, well, you can reach out to the Blue Angels. They're always ready to take new members to begin it up, to start adding to the list. But some people think they can just walk up and join the Blues without doing the other work. But it is, as in real life, the Blue Angels in Second Life is part of the Second Life Navy, and so they must be members of the Navy. But at NAS and the Blue Angels, and I'll say the Second Fleet and the Seventh Fleet as well, everyone there is more than willing to provide you with all the help and assistance that you might need in joining. If you really like to join, and you've got to be motivated, I think, to be doing this, then they can make the pathway very clear for you, and they give you great assistance all the way. I got to say, Jenny was she was leading a man with a white stick as far as I was concerned. I mean, she was the most contact I had with training and to get my aviation certificate, and I couldn't have asked for a better instructor as well. Once I get over to the NAS, then we've got Admiral Trans, and of course I mustn't forget Commander Vic. I always think I've done really well when I can keep up with Victor.
Yeah. That's true.
What I've done. So that's the best way to go about it. Become a part of the Navy, but part of the Navy role playing, and then join in with the Blue Angels. And you won't regret a minute of it, honestly.
Sounds good. What, and either Jenny or Trans, you have anything you want to add to that?
I think Dan said it all.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work and dedication.
Yeah, gotta have that commitment there.
Yes, yeah, it does. So we talked a little bit about flying in formation and everything, and so what happens when you screw up? I mean, how do you recover? How do you keep your composure? What do you do?
No one ever screws up in the Blue Angels, of course. Well, I mean, it does happen, and it happens either because of bad button pushes, or it happens because of lag, can sometimes cripple people when they're crossing sim borders and that sort of thing. And everyone understands that. The Trans says shh. Everyone understands that, and the trick is to restore as quickly as you can. So everyone has the ability to restore. Once there has been a mistake on most of the areas that we fly, not so much here because it's probably unnecessary, we have what we call a bingo strip, where if you have a problem or you're logged off or you become unflyable, you can call bingo, land on that area, and then take off from that area as soon as you're able to and rejoin the formation. And so the aim is to get back into the air as soon as possible, and most of the time it works very well. It's unusual that there are mistakes or problems that will affect the entire formation. Getting back into the formation is part of the skill set that everyone learns on the way through. Yeah,
that's true. The main thing is don't panic. Stay calm.
Absolutely.
and
absolutely. It's like you can only do so much. Beyond that, it's in the hands of the server gods.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, we've and it's yet to be seen how these sims are going to perform on Sunday, but so far they've been really good to fly in, and not like our normal mainland sims when we have to do shows there. So, hopefully if we get 100 people on this sim, the show sim won't react too adversely to that, but we'll see. I know the teams have Hawks and Phoenix and Anemone have all flown at the SL birthday celebrations, and last couple of years it was these sims, and it's pretty good. Even though there's a lot of people on the other sims, so hopefully this will work out for us. Let's see. Any particular performances that stand out for you as in your history of shows?
Because being one of the new boys on the team, I've only done a few shows. But I got to tell you though, it was a problem one. The performance that we were doing after New Year, I was so looking forward to, and we had all the groups involved, and it was one that was destroyed by griefers, but I was really looking forward to that, and after that I start to think, what the hell can we do? Can you say that? What the hell can we do?
Yeah.
To try and prevent that happening.
Yeah.
And this is one of the answers, I'm guessing. It's going to be fantastic. Look, to be honest, it's hard to sing. It's like saying which is your favourite child. I mean, all the times that I've flown with the group, I've just enjoyed every minute of it. And flying with these people is a privilege for me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, hopefully we're going to prevent some of that stuff from happening here this time with the control that we have over the region. So, and we won't have to deal with that. But yeah, it's everyone is special in its own way. Trans talking about the 77th birthday there, she said it was very rewarding, and it was, it was a. You guys kept it moving pretty well too. You jumped out of your planes from one show and ran to the next one, and it was that was pretty good. And we have that all recorded on video as well, so you can. And I noticed right here, I'm going to cam out, but you've got the video screen up here in the back of your hangar, so folks can come over here and watch the videos. Of course, you can watch them on YouTube as well on slaviationnetwork.com. So, anything else about flying or your team in general that you'd like to say?
Look, I think that I've fallen in with this tough crowd, and I'm more than happy to be here, I got to tell you. And I'm still in the process of developing the skills and keeping up with them, because there's no doubt that these people are the best at their job, and so all of that is ahead of me. I mean, I've got so much time to devote to this now, and I just want to keep on going. I mean, there is always something coming up, and so there's always something to work towards, which is a great thing.
Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, look, I was going to say, just with the what I really hope is that the audiences just see how fantastic it is. The displays are from all the groups, and to understand that the amount of work that goes into these is quite exceptional.
Yeah.
And so I hope that they take away from that a sense of gee whiz, oh gosh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sure they will, because all the displays are going to be absolutely amazing to watch.
Yes, yes, they are. Everybody's working really hard. That's one thing that's really not surprised me, but just really made me happy was that, when it set, it was kind of a last minute thing. Not really. I mean, I had this in my mind, but just being able to get the finances and pull it together was a little later getting it organized than I had planned. But everybody just jumped in and just took right to it and really pitching in. And the main goal, of course, is flying here, but the main goal is Relay for Life. And have any of you here had anything to do with Relay for Life before?
Yeah. I've been involved in some events, but
Mm-hmm.
mainly as my other life was as a DJ. But
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and I've really enjoyed that. But such a worthwhile purpose. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, just jump in. I just hope that everyone just jumps in and takes on whatever they can take on.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, anyone has any further ideas about stuff to do? Well, send them all in.
Yeah.
Send them to Luke.
Yeah. Yeah. Let us know. Yeah. I was just going to say, Trans has said the Blue Angels have helped with many events for Relay for Life, and I know the other teams have as well. So, this is pretty important, really. And Relay for Life, a Second Life, is going strong. And I don't know exactly how many teams they have this year. They usually have 60 or more teams involved in this thing. So, and then it makes us. Yeah, you're right, Trans, and it affects us all in one way or another. Cancer does, whether you've had it yourself, a family member, a friend, or there's a lot of people who are caregivers for people, their family members, or somebody that has cancer. Oh wow, yeah, that's something else then. Yeah, I myself am a cancer survivor, and pretty much it does change your life. Even if you get over it, it changes your life. So
Good for you.
Yeah. So.
Yes, Trans was saying she lost a spouse.
Yes.
And all I said, so everyone has been involved. I've lost friends
Mm-hmm.
as well, and whatever can do to help is the main aim.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, that's it. So I mean, it's good that we can come here. We got people from all over the world here, so this is great, and we're all working for this cause, and we can come here and do something that we enjoy and provide some funding and awareness. I mean, it's not just about raising funds; it's about informing people about cancer too. I mean, that's a big part of it. So. Okay, we've got another show coming up here at the top of the hour with B Flat Unplugged. Will be over on the stage, so I'm going to go ahead and get ready for that. And is there anything else you'd like to say? I'll give you last words here.
Look, it's been an absolute pleasure, Luke, and thanks for the time. And let's get everyone over here for the rest of the event, for the following days, and for the air show on Sunday.
Okay, yes, air show on Sunday, and we've got some entertainment events coming up till then. The teams have a lot of practicing to do, and so thank you, Trans, Dan, and Jenny, and good luck to the Blue Angels on Sunday and beyond. Thank you all so much.